And I saw a guy on the chubby side, dark sweatpants, dark, like maybe blue. And it seemed like he was coming to work. He wasn't resisting it or anything like that.
Konstantin Shadalov was admiring the power of the Horseshoe Falls when he says he saw a man without hesitation go in the water and over the edge.
I can't imagine. I actually looked around. Yeah. There were a bunch of people and nobody seemed to notice or anything. So I was thinking, did I see it or was it for real? So it took me 10 seconds. I called 911.
Police, firefighters trained for these kinds of rescues raced to the scene.
He was floating head up at the time, floating downriver. He was using the aid of a log that was floating in the river to drape his arms over top of.
There was a body floating about a couple hundred feet from the falls. And looked down, and there was all kinds of rescue workers and everything.
He was naked, but, he was really floating well in the river. His arms rose.
Police say the power of the rushing water tore the clothing right off the man. After surviving the fall, he floated about 300 feet downriver, but was still too far to reach. And according to police, it looked like he didn't want the help.
We gave verbal commands to try and get him to swim to the shoreline so that we could help rescue him. He was defiant. He did not want to partake in that.
It seemed so slow, like 20 minutes, at least maybe half an hour. I'm amazed he was alive. I mean, that's great news.
It did take about 45 minutes in all, with the help of the Niagara Falls helicopter creating a current to push him closer to shore. But the man, suffering head injuries, hypothermia, and only semi-conscious, was pulled to safety and transported to the hospital. Channel 2's Dave McKinley has more on the efforts of those responsible for the dramatic rescue.
Everybody knows exactly what to do when a call like this comes in.
And one of the first things they do is call Rudy Hafen of Niagara Helicopter.
The problem with this victim was that he didn't want it to be rescued. He wanted to die. And we had him at one time at our sling. It's a special sling to retrieve people out of the water. And he could have just squeezed it and we would have had an easy life with him to pull him in. I tried to hook him with the skid tube too, and I had it at one time on his arm, and he could have just squeezed it and I could have dragged him in, but that didn't work either.
His last option was to rev up his Bellflower 7 and create a downwash with a propeller to push the water and the victim within towards safety.
I tried to keep him between me and the shoreline, right, and work him towards the shoreline,
And right into the arms of Todd Brunning, who had already entered the water tethered to several of his fellow Falls, Ontario firefighters.
Because of him being combative, you don't want to just go up and approach them. He was responsive to verbal commands only. He wasn't talking back or anything else, but his eyes were moving. So grabbed a hold of him, and the rest of the team just pulls you in.
So he didn't say, like, leave me alone, anything like that?
No.
You think it was because he was so cold that he couldn't talk?
I'm sure. We've been in the water for quite some time. I was surprised that he was still conscious when we got to him, but I guess he's lucky.
So it was the worst conditions, I would say, for the rescue.
I mean, this is where the training pays off.
Adding to the incredible nature of this story and the incredible effort of those rescuers was the fact that if you remember what it was like around 2 o'clock this afternoon, gale force gusts of winds, and you had Rudy Hafen down there piloting that helicopter down near the gorge. An incredible tale, an incredible rescue, and somebody surviving, something that rarely happens at the mighty cataract. With my colleague Lynn Dixon, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News Tonight.
You've got that, Lynn and Dave. Those rescuers are the real heroes of the day. It's quite a story. Thank you.
And if you have any pictures or videos of today's rescue at the falls, send them to us by logging on to our website, WGRZ.com. We have a link right in the story in our top stories section. As you heard, few people ever